Manage your expectations.
Hello, hopefully my phone doesn't run out of storage or whatever before I finish this, because this is going to take a while. But I'm here finally doing my wig tutorial that all 12 of you seemed highly interested in. I have a new wig here. This wig I think will be ignore any mess in the background, I never clean. I think this wig will be a great example because if you look, she's very thin, lots of wefts showing. You can see all the wefts there. Kinda sucks it was only $10, and that is primarily why I chose this wig, because I knew this would be a wig that is hard to work with, and that's why I want to show you guys how easy this is, how I style my wigs. Literally any cheap wig will do. I have one over here, this like pastel kind of rose gold pink one. You can see perfectly styled to wear all the time. If you look, you can't see like any wefts, any tracks, despite how like largely teased it is. If you look on the inside at the cap construction, it's very cheap.
I don't like wigs like that.
Again, that one was $10, so you get what you pay for. And then I have, this is an example of a much nicer wig. This is my purple one. It's probably one of my favorites. If you look at her on the inside, that's what she looks like. Hopefully you can see that. This is a good cap construction. You want the cap to look like that on the inside. That nice, I don't know what you call that one. This one, this pink one I have here, the cap construction is that of the purple one, but a much lower quality. So today I thought we'd work with her, and I'll show you literally any wig will do. You can still be a queen straight out of 2007 with this tutorial, so I'm probably gonna do a little time lapse here and explain what I'm doing as I go. So let's get started. Another thing I want to point out before I get into the actual tutorial is the way I cut my wigs. I cut them with a specific purpose. I cut them all in the exact same style. That way it's like still my hairstyle, because when I have my extensions in, my hair, it's grown out now because it's been a while, but I cut my hair the exact same way. If you look, it's like a very like vertical bob. So with these wigs, I cut them the same way. They're shorter in the back. This one is very choppy. I didn't do a very good job with this one. This was like the first one I did. And then it's much longer in the front. So I cut them like this so that with wigs, mainly the matting you get from the hair where they're synthetic is going to be in the back. So if you have long hair in the back and you're constantly pulling it towards the front, it's going to cause it to get a lot more matted. And then if you cut it like that where it's shorter in the back, then you get all the length in the front that you want. You don't have to worry about any matting in the back of the wig. And also it takes out a lot of the hair so that you have less to deal with, and there's less of a chance it's going to get tangled, especially if it's really long. Like this pink one I just got today is so super long. She's going to be the longest unit that I have besides that blonde one that's back there. It's like 32 inches or something crazy like that, but she's gonna be the longest I have in the scene style.
So that's gonna look really cute,
and it just gives you overall like less hair you have to deal with. So that is why I cut them this way, because I really like the look of it. It's super cute and it's just so much more manageable. You style them once, maybe if it's like anything crazy happens while you're wearing it, like I'll fix it when I get home and put it up on one of my mannequin heads, and then they're done. All of my wigs are ready to wear every day. I'll just match what one I want to go with my outfit, and yeah, that's it. You could do whatever you wanted. You can omit the cutting it short in the back if you want to keep all of your hair, all of the length, and just add the layers and tease it. That's fine too, but this style specifically, especially with the wigs, I highly, highly recommend. I just want to start by saying I realize the music aspect of the audio sucks, but so do I, so I guess it's fine. Nothing we can do about it now. Just try to enjoy it. So I'm starting just by adjusting the straps in the back so the wig fits my head, because this one was like super huge. And then I'm just gonna brush the wig out and just start separating my hair. And I'm taking it about the back of my ears and sectioning that out in the back, because these front two pieces in the front are going to be the length of the wig, and just take a scrunchie and tie your hair in a ponytail, like a low ponytail in the back, and then adjust the scrunchie to about where you want the back length to fall. And keep in mind while you're adjusting the scrunchie on the low ponytail, you want the scrunchie to be kind of longer than what you want the length to be, because with a wig you can always cut it shorter, but you can't make it longer once it's already cut. And then after that, I'm going to take the scissors and I'm pretty much just going to start fucking hacking that shit away, man. Like, I just kind of go to town. And the technique I'm using, it is actually a legitimate technique. It is tease cutting. I think there's other words for it, but I just know it is tease cutting. And so I'm taking the scissors and just going, you know, in an up and down motion quite quickly. And the thing to keep in mind with this is when I'm going down with more force than when I come back up. So even though it's so quick, as I'm coming down, I'm just really like chopping at it. And with this technique, you want to watch because, one, the wig gets really tangled as you go, so make sure you keep a hairbrush close by because you want to brush out some of that hair that's shedded. And number two is synthetic hair doesn't really taper the way natural hair does, so you can end up with a lot of like really chunky, uneven pieces. So as you notice, as I'm going, I constantly pull the hair out and I'm checking to see how it's even, where the random strays are, so I can go back in and go over it. Now, as for where you're doing this and where to put in the layers, basically just like the top few layers of hair. But as for where on the head, you just really have to like get a feel for it and just feel around on your hair and feel where you think it needs more layers, where it's going to need more volume. Obviously, your places where you want the most volume, you want shorter layers. Primarily where you're going to want the most volume is at the pretty much the very top of the head with the wig. Once I'm satisfied with the amount of layers, or at least for the most part, because we will do touch-ups later on, I'm going to go ahead and take the wig back off and put it on my mannequin head. And here you can see me adjusting the scrunchie, because once again, you want to hit it like right underneath that scrunchie because you want more length to it. And then you're going to go back in and even it out a lot. And that's going to take off a lot more of the length. So you want to get it pretty long the first time. And then just make sure you keep those two front pieces separated in the front, out of the way. That way you don't accidentally cut anywhere where you want your length to be. And then after that, I'm taking the scissors, and you can see I'm just kind of taking them, the point going upwards on the very ends, and I'm just kind of snipping at it. And what that's going to do is it's just going to create a really choppy, sort of uneven look. Not like super uneven, but you know, it's going to have some texture. That's a word I could use. Texture is what you're adding, because the back of it, you could, if you know how to do like a stack in the back and do a perfect stack, that would be great. Or just doing the layers in the back themselves, because you're going to do more choppy layers like what we did to the front of the hair. And that's going to add a lot of a stacked effect to the hair too. But it's all just going to be lots of uneven layers, lots of texture, but that's really the essence of the style, so it's fine. That's a good part of a style like this, because it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, we're not, you know, beauticians or anything, unless you are. I don't know, you might need to learn this, but pretty much anyone can do this, you know, and there's a lot of room for error. So after I cut that, I'm just taking pretty much the top half section of that back half, and I'm just chopping it a little more so it gives more of a, I hate to keep using the word layered, but I don't know what else to use. It's just like kind of like a little layered shelf effect there. That way the back has a lot more movement to it. And then I'm trying it on, and there's a mirror behind the camera on that side of my wall. So you're going to see me referencing that mirror a lot, because my bathroom has mirrors pretty much all around, so it's really easy for me to see the different angles, so I guess I have an advantage. So this otherwise might be hard to do on your own if you don't have a bathroom full of mirrors like I do. And then here you see me doing the layers in the back. Like I said, it's just like how we did the front section. I'm just basically grabbing at random pieces and just kind of slicing away, essentially razoring it with the scissors. And there's no rhyme or reason to any of this. When I was watching back the video, I was surprised at how like smooth it all rolled together and how it looks like I really know what I'm doing, which on one hand, I've been doing this shit to my hair for like 10 years now, so I guess in an essence I do know what I'm doing, and I did almost entirely finish cosmetology school, so I have a little bit of knowledge. But overall, I don't know what I'm doing either, so if you're clueless, that's fine. I'm clueless too. Every time I start a new wig, it's just me doing whatever I can and praying that it's going to turn out okay. So now that it's time to start teasing, I have a teasing brush, a teasing comb, and I have two different kinds of the Aussie free spray. There's one in maximum hold and one in extreme hold. So the maximum hold, I'm taking it and I just spray a big coat over the top of the wig before I start teasing. That way it gives the hair some texture, something to grab onto, and it's going to make it a lot easier to tease. So that's why I went ahead and spritzed it before I started anything. And one question I've gotten when it comes to styling my wigs is products. Now, most human hair products aren't generally going to work in a synthetic wig because the synthetic wig is obviously not human hair, so these products weren't formulated for it. So don't use like a leave-in conditioner and expect it to work on your synthetic wig because it's, you know, it ain't gonna sit right. But when it comes to hairspray, they do make special wig hairsprays. I think it's a fucking scam personally because they don't work and I don't know, they're just not good. They're not like what I want. Like I want a good aerosol, ozone killing kind of hairspray, you know what I mean? Like that's what I want. I want something I know is going to work. And wig hairspray just ain't it. Now, if you look it up online, there's a lot of wig websites that'll tell you, over time, the hairspray will break down the wig and blah, 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 blah. I mean, if you have a good wig, maybe reconsider. If you bought a $10 fucking wig on Amazon at 3 in the morning, it's probably not going to make a difference. Look at all this shit I'm doing to this wig right now. You think I give a damn about some hairspray breaking it down? Maybe breaking it down and ruining it will give it better texture. I don't know. It might be at my advantage. Anyway, teasing's the easy part. I'm just back combing it all to hell and applying hairspray in between. I start with the top section, like the very tippity top, and just kind of work my way around in random spots. Just tease the hell out of that thing. Make it look like a rat's nest. That's what we're going for. And then in between, I'll start like brushing the hair down and molding it just to see what I'm working with. But I just want to give you fair warning. This is not the only time you're going to tease this wig throughout this process. With a brand new wig where the fibers are like super new and virgin and soft, like the wig will fall flat pretty quick. So didn't mean to hit the mic. You pretty much have to tease it like 2 or 3 times over to get it to finally hold. And even then, it's not even really going to hold. Like, you wear it throughout the day and it'll start to fall flat again, and then I'll come home and tease it again. And then usually after the 2nd or 3rd time I re-tease it, if I haven't needed to wash it yet, it'll stay pretty well until I wear it quite a bit, and then I have to wash it, and then it's doing this shit all over again. So that sucks. But I have a lot of wigs in rotation, and right now it's winter where I am, so I don't really have to wash them too often. But in the summer, that's a whole different can of worms. You'd be sweating and shit. So a lot of this process I pretty much just cut out because it's really repetitive. You tease it, you brush it down, you mold it, you play with it, you see what it's doing, and then you just tease it some more. And then I always start with the bangs. I always want the bangs to have the most volume of the wig because it just really makes a difference in the way it frames your face and stuff. And especially at the end of this video, like my little outro thing I was trying to do, like a real YouTuber, I have like a wonky ass eyelash, like have me looking like Fetty Wap, and that's because the bangs were so heavy from where I teased them so big, and it was like weighing down this fucking excessively long, shitty eyelash. So that was fun. That was really great to watch 40 times over in editing. I love that about me. See what, this is like the second or third time I brush it out. I told you this takes forever. I think it took me a total of like an hour and a half or 2 hours to style this wig fully, because even after I turned off the camera and like was done with the video and I'm like, I love this, best wig ever. Like I was looking in the mirror and I'm like, what the fuck happened here? So I had to go back in. And even throughout the next couple days, because the wig will kind of find its own way to lay naturally after you mess with it so much. So throughout the next couple days, I'll still find myself trimming pieces here and there depending on like what they're doing. So it's just really, you just kind of keep working on it as time goes on, and eventually they each develop their own little personality, and it's beautiful and lovely until I hate them and have to buy a new one. And then I'm stuck doing this eternally in my bathroom. At this point, I just took the wig back off the mannequin because unless you have a custom-made mannequin, the mannequin is generally not going to be your head size or shape, so you want to take it off there and put it back on your head throughout this process just so you can see like the hair is laying the right way. Make sure you don't have any visible wefts once you put it on your head and it stretches out, like things like that. So at this point, it's just going to be a lot of feeling around, feeling where the hair needs some more support, where it needs more volume, even where it needs more layers if I miss some stray hairs, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to. And I'm just going to keep brushing it out, spraying it, teasing it more, fluffing it up, adding a lot of texture in there, and just molding the hair into the desired shape. And it's going to be a lot of doing this until you feel like your arm's going to fall off. And I kept having trouble with the side on my left there. The cap of the wig kept showing, so I had to keep fixing that and laying that piece of hair to where it just covers it, and I had to make sure it wasn't going to move because that's not fun. And then at this point I had to, my bathroom mirror is like a trifold thing. You can see it. This is a horrible shot. I'm so sorry. I don't know why any of you are here, but anyways, I had to fold that mirror out and use that in addition to the mirror behind me, behind the camera, so I could see what I was doing, because it really makes a world of difference if, you know, you can see. That's always great. Imagine that. Who would have thought? But as you can see throughout this entire video, there's really not anything I'm doing different to this wig that I wouldn't do to my hair. Except the difference with the wig is you don't have to deal with the damage. You can, if the wig gets fucked, you can just throw it out and buy a new wig. Like, who cares? Can you imagine all the trouble this could have saved us back in like 2006 if everyone just wore wigs back then? Like, we wouldn't have any damage to deal with, no ramen noodle hair. Like, we'd have been good, man. And that is it, guys. This is the final result. Like I said, this wig is quite thin, but it actually doesn't look too bad from the back. There's not really a lot showing unless you're looking for it. Most people aren't going to assume you're wearing a wig anyways. I mean, depending on where you live. But at the end of the day, it's 2019. Everyone wears wigs, so screw it. But this has got to be my new favorite. Like, this might be my new go-to everyday hair. I just keep applying hairspray liberally to hold the style, because the second time you style it is always going to be the easiest, since it has a lot of product already in it. It's going to start holding a lot better, the hair's going to change texture, and it's going to look like this pretty much forever. As you can imagine, because I'm sure you all at least look like this in middle school or high school, this is quite damaging to your natural hair, so think of how damaging it is to a wig. So I wouldn't be doing this sort of style to your favorite lace front, human hair, Swiss knot, whatever the hell. But it's really a fun way to transform a $10 wig, and that's why I bought this wig, because I wanted to show you like literally any wig will do, the cheapest, bottom of the barrel, in the depths of Amazon. And I really like this color, so I was determined to make this work no matter what. It takes a lot of time, you know, a lot of iPhone storage, but it's well worth it. I love this so much, and I can't wait to waste hair this good working a closing shift at Hot Topic tomorrow. So yay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here, supporting me desperately, clinging on to my youth.
In my mid-20s.
Hopefully I'll start putting out better videos because I have all the equipment. I'm just very lazy and I have no time because I work full time, but yeah, thank you guys again so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!